Exactly. All right, so we're going to come into a seat. Beautiful. As always, you have lots of options for what your seat looks like. You are welcome to sit in a chair if that is comfortable for you. You're welcome to sit up against the wall to give yourself a little bit of support, or just come right down to your yoga mat. If you practice regularly with yoga blocks, feel free to sit yourself on a yoga block. Otherwise, just coming to a comfortable position right on your yoga mat is great too. You can sit on your shins if that feels good, or on your butt. I'll make my way back to my mat here in just a few moments as we get ourselves settled. So once you decide where you're going to sit, whether it's on the mat or on a chair, coming into that seat with a little bit of physical movement can help us really settle in. So roll those shoulders, maybe make some big arm circles if that feels good. You can rock your head side to side. Wiggle your torso and your hips a little bit. All of those movements that feel good to remind the body that it is yoga time, allowing yourself to settle in here. Continuing with those movements here as I make my way to my mat for you. We'll take a few more moments of this, allowing ourselves to really settle in here. And then as you feel ready, wherever you are, wherever you find yourself seated here, I invite you to come into a little bit of stillness here. Allow those sit bones to root down firmly, whether you're on your mat or on a chair. Sit bones root down firmly. We create from there that nice, tall, dignified spine, reaching up through the crown of the head and allowing the shoulders to relax down. Your hands can be on your knees or your thighs. You can also sit your hands in your lap if that feels good for you. And we'll just take a second here to come into the physical body without judgment, just noticing how the physical body feels here. Taking notice of any particular spots of tension if you feel them. Knowing that we have this opportunity to tend to those spots of tension today. Perhaps notice where your breath is today. Not quite yet changing the pace or the depth of the breath. Just notice where it is to get started. And then I invite you here to draw your thumbs to heart center in Anjali Mudra. Keep those shoulders nice and relaxed here, my friends. Create that nice, tall, dignified spine. We stay right here. Gently blinking those eyes closed if you would like to, and I invite you here to set an intention for today's practice. If no intention for today's practice comes to mind, that's okay. I invite you then just to stay in each present moment, stay in each posture, and stay in each breath as we flow together today. And then on our next inhale, we'll draw those arms up and overhead, press those palms together, keep the shoulders relaxed. As we exhale, let's send that intention out to the universe. Big breath in, pressing those arms up and overhead. Exhaling, thumbs to heart center. One more time, full breath in, sweep those arms up. And exhale. Thumbs to heart center. We'll place our right hand on our right hip or thigh, whichever one feels better. Inhaling the left arm up and overhead. Exhale, take a gentle side bend to the right. So we try to keep the chest open as we do our side bends here. Keep both sit bones rooted. One more inhale here. And an exhale. And then we'll inhale back to center, both hands on hips here, pause right here for the exhale. We're not going to side bend just yet. And then we prepare. Inhale, right arm up and overhead. And exhale, our side bend to the left. Both sit bones stay rooted, chest stays open, my friends. Full inhale. And a big exhale. And then we'll inhale back to center, hands on hips. Exhale to settle right here. This time we'll inhale both arms up and overhead, interlace those fingers together. As we exhale, send those knuckles away, spread your shoulder blades apart, tuck in your belly. Inhale, get nice and tall, knuckles towards the sky. Exhale, take those knuckles away, spread those shoulder blades apart. One more time, inhale, knuckles towards the sky. Exhaling, knuckles away, tuck in your belly, spread your shoulder blades apart. And then we'll inhale ourselves, knuckles towards the sky, release the fingers, press palms together. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. Beautiful. We'll make our way to our tabletop position here, my friends. As we get ourselves set up in our tabletop, spread your fingers really wide. We press through the finger pads and through the corners of the palms here. Index fingers parallel to each other, shoulders stacked over those wrists. Knees are about hip distance apart here. Adjust your shirt like I do every time, right? And then you can tuck your toes or untuck your toes, whichever feels better. Let's inhale, relax the belly towards the ground. Lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. As we exhale, push the mat away, dome the upper back, tuck in your belly. Inhale, relax the belly to the ground. Gaze lifts, tailbone lifts. Exhale, push the mat away, dome the upper back. Last time, inhale, relax the belly to the ground. And exhaling to push the mat away. We'll come back to our neutral tabletop here on your next inhale. Extend your right leg straight behind you. Keep those hips nice and level. Shoulders stay stacked. As we exhale, draw your right knee in towards your chest. Push the mat away like our cat pose that we just did. Let's do that again. Inhale, right leg reaches behind you. Exhale, knee to chest, push the mat away. Inhale, reach behind you. Exhale, knee to chest, last time here. And then we'll inhale that right leg straight behind you again. As we exhale, take the right leg to the outside of the left, coming into a right side hip stretch here. Take it as far as you'd like to. You can stay close or take it away. Shoulders are still over those wrists. Begin to draw that belly button in here, my friends. Full inhale and an exhale. And then we'll inhale back to center, square off those hips, that right leg is behind you. And exhale back to our tabletop position. We're back to center and then we're gonna switch sides. Inhale, left leg reaches straight behind you, square hips here. Exhale, knee into chest, push the mat away. We'll inhale that left leg straight behind. Exhaling, knee into chest. Inhale, reach that leg behind. Exhale, knee to chest, last time here. And then we'll inhale that left leg straight behind you. As we exhale, take that left foot to the outside of the right, coming into our left side stretch here. Again, that left foot can go as far away or as close as you like. Shoulders over those wrists. Take one more breath here. And a breath out. And then we'll inhale that left leg straight behind, level hips here. Exhaling back to our tabletop position. We'll set those knees a few inches behind our hips here. Toes tuck under, restack so that your shoulders are over your wrists. So we're in a long table. Take a full inhale. Press through those hands as we exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog with a generous bend in those knees. So we're pressing through the balls of the feet here. Sit bones up as high as we can get them here, keeping the bend in the knees as we press chest towards thighs. And then as you want to start to work towards straightening your legs, send your hamstrings back rather than just focusing on your knees here. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then we'll send our hips a little higher. You can straighten your knees as you go here. Take our baby steps up to the top of the mat. Finding a forward fold up here with as much of a bend in those knees as you want. We'll draw hands to shins. Inhale, neutral spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Doing that again, hands to shins. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale to fold forward. Last time, hands to shins. Inhale, neutral spine, halfway lift. And exhale as we fold all the way down. Let's press through both feet firmly to draw that torso all the way up. Straighten those knees, straighten those hips, extend those arms up and overhead. Full inhale. Exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful. We're going to flow right from here. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhaling to fold forward, coming all the way down. Hands come to shins. Inhale to a neutral spine, halfway lift. And then as we exhale, plant those hands, take your left leg to the back of the mat, drop that left knee down, finding our first low leg lunge on the right side. So alignment check as always, my friends. Right knee's on top of that right ankle, those right toes point forward. Think about drawing your right femur bone into your hip socket here to square those hips off. Back toes can be tucked like mine are, or you can untuck them. Draw your belly button in. Fingertips up with shoulder blades plugged in. 3 breaths, here we are. One more breath, let's inhale. As we exhale, touch the ground, send those hips back. We'll come into the hamstring stretch here. Let's keep our hips off of that back heel. We're gonna move with a little bit of breath here. Your front foot can stay flat or you can draw the foot up, that's up to you. Continue to draw that right femur bone into that hip socket. Finding a full inhale and a big exhale. And then we'll make our way forward here. Inhale, bend into that right knee. So now we have the back hip flexor stretch. As we exhale, send those hips back for the right hamstring stretch. Let's do that again. As we inhale, you make your way forward, bending that right knee. As you exhale, send those hips back, straightening that right knee. Inhale, make your way forward. Last time, exhale, send those hips back, hamstring stretch. And then we'll inhale to make our way forward, planting those left fingers. Exhale, open up to the right, right fingers to the sky. Pause right here, 3 breaths. One more full breath in. And then as we exhale, unwind, touch the ground, the back knee will lift, and then we'll step our left foot forward to meet our right. Forward fold at the top of the mat. We'll take it to the other side. Hands come to shins. Inhale, halfway lift, neutral spine. As we exhale, drop those hands down, send your right leg to the back of the mat. Drop that right knee down. We'll make our way up to our crescent lunge, low leg lunge on the left side. Left knee's on top of that left ankle. Take this left femur bone, draw it into the hip socket to really activate those glutes. Back toes can be tucked or untucked. If you have tender knees, you can always put a little blanket under that back knee. Belly button draws in, fingertips up, plug those shoulder blades in. 3 breaths here. One more big breath. As we exhale, touch the ground, send your hips back, coming into our hamstring stretch on the left side. So let's work through those alignment cues again here. Our hips are off of that back heel. Draw this left femur bone into the hip socket here. Again, squaring off those hips. Your front foot can stay down or you can draw that front foot up. Breath into the hamstring in this posture. Let's take a breath in here and a breath out. And then on our inhale, make your way forward, bend your left knee. As you exhale, back into the hamstring stretch. Inhale, make your way forward, stretching that right hip flexor. Exhale, hamstring stretch. Inhale, make your way forward. Exhale, last time, hamstring stretch. And then we'll inhale to make our way forward. Plant those right fingers, exhaling left fingers to the sky. Enjoy the twist. 3 breaths here. Finding one more full inhale. As we exhale, unwind and touch the ground. That back knee will lift. Step your right foot forward to meet your left. Forward fold at the top of the mat. Hands drop to shins. Inhale, neutral spine, halfway lift. Exhale to fold down. Press through both feet, my friends, as we draw the torso all the way up. Extend those arms up and overhead. Big inhale. Exhaling comes through heart center, mountain pose. Tadasana. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhaling to fold forward, coming all the way down. Place a bend in those knees if you like. Hands come to shins. Inhale to our neutral spine. And then as we exhale, plant those hands. We're going to take ourselves all the way back to downward facing dog. So take as much movement as you'd like to. Pedal it out. You can bend and straighten. We'll take 3 breaths here. One more breath. Inhaling draws us forward to a high plank. We're going to pause right here, everybody. Spread your fingers wide. Index fingers are parallel to each other, shoulders stacked over those wrists. Draw your belly button up and in. So if you have your positioning correct in downward facing dog, you should not have to move your hands and feet to come into high plank. So let's check that out. Take a breath in here. Exhale, send your hips to sky, downward facing dog. Hands and feet should be able to stay planted. Big breath in. You can bend your knees, of course. Big breath out. Let's do that again. Inhale forward to a high plank. Hands and feet should be able to stay where they are. Exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Working that belly, everybody. Take a breath in. And a breath out. One more time, my friends. Inhale forward to a high plank, shoulders over wrists here. And exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a big breath in. Full breath out. We'll inhale that right leg up towards the ceiling. Maintain those nice square hips here. As we exhale, we're going to step our right foot forward, keeping that back knee lifted. Finding our first full-size crescent lunge. Whoops. Anjaneyasana here on the right side. Right knee's on top of that right ankle. Draw this right femur bone into the hip socket here to square off those hips. Belly button draws up and in. Press through the ball of the back foot. Shoulder blades down, fingertips up. Here we are. 3 breaths. One more big inhale. Stay here for your exhale. Then we're going to interlace those hands behind the lower back. Press your thumbs into your sacrum. Roll your shoulders back. Bring your chest forward. Take a big inhale. As we exhale, humble warrior. So we fold the chest forward over that front leg. You can keep your thumbs on your lower back if you want, or send your knuckles away. Draw your shoulder blades together if you do so. One more big inhale, my friends. Full exhale. And then on our inhale, we're going to unhook those hands, plant those hands to frame that right foot. And then as we exhale, we'll step ourselves back to find downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Then when you're ready, inhale your left leg up towards the ceiling here. Nice square hips. Exhale to step that left foot forward. Back knee stays lifted here, everyone. Drawing up into our full-size Anjaneyasana crescent lunge on the left side. Left knee's on top of that left ankle. Draw this femur bone into the hip socket. Squeeze those glutes. Pressing through the ball of the back foot. Belly button's tight. Shoulder blades down. Fingertips up. Here we are. Settle in. 3 breaths. One more breath. And then we'll interlace those hands behind the lower back, press your thumbs into your sacrum, shoulders back, chest forward. On an exhale, humble warrior, take your chest forward over that front thigh. Super strong in those legs, my friends. You can keep your knuckles attached to your lower back if you want, or send those knuckles away. Draw your shoulder blades together if you do so. One more full inhale here. Big exhale. And then as we inhale, unhook those hands, frame that front foot. As we exhale, step ourselves back to downward facing dog. Big breath in here. Full breath out. The inhale brings us forward to a high plank. Check out that alignment, everybody. The exhale drops those knees down. Send your shoulders forward a bit, come down onto your chest. Roll your shoulders onto your back, untuck your toes. Baby cobra. Pelvis is heavy here. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, you're welcome to go through a tabletop position or always go right up to downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths here, everybody. If you want to find a child's pose, you can certainly do that, or stay right here with me. If you're in child's pose, come on back up to downward facing dog. And then we're all going to send those hips up a little higher. You can take those baby steps again, or a big step up to the top of the mat here, finding a forward fold with as much of a bend in those knees as you like. Hands come to shins. Inhale, neutral spine, halfway lift. Exhale, folding all the way down. Press through both feet. Draw that torso all the way up. Extend those arms up and overhead. Big inhale. Exhale to draw thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, folding forward, coming all the way down. Hands come to shins. Inhale, neutral spine, halfway lift. And then as we exhale, plant those hands. Let's make our way back to downward facing dog. Taking a big breath in. And a full breath out. We'll inhale that right leg up towards the ceiling. We've got those nice square hips here. Exhale to step that right foot forward. Coming up into our Anjaneyasana crescent lunge again when you are ready. Take your time, walk through your alignment checks. Get yourself set up with 3 breaths, settling in. As you inhale, that torso gets really, really tall here. Reach those fingers up. As you exhale, take our upright twist to the right. Shoulders are over those hips. You're welcome to stay here or take that right hand to that left hamstring. Reach those left fingers back. This is an option here. You don't have to go here. Your choice. And then on your next inhale, all of us come back to crescent lunge. As we exhale, opening up to warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2 on the right side. So those right toes continue to point forward. Plug this femur bone into this hip socket here. Engage the outer thigh on this right leg. And then we want to engage the outer blade of the back left foot. You don't want this back hip to be up too high. Let's level those hips off here. Arms straight and strong. Virabhadrasana 2 right side. 3 breaths. One more breath, everybody. Inhale. And exhale. And then let's pair a little breath and movement. As we inhale here, arms reach up overhead, straighten your right knee. As we exhale, back to warrior 2. Inhale, reach up, maybe look up this time. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior 2. Last time, inhale, reach up, gaze up, stay here, my friends. And then this time as we exhale, we're gonna point all toes towards the long side of the mat, setting up for a wide-legged forward fold round one. If you have to adjust your feet, no problem, don't worry. Make the adjustments you need to make. Toes in, heels out. For this first one, we'll just stick with the basic alignment here, hands on hips. Roll shoulders back, chest forward, take a breath in. As you exhale, we begin to fold forward, dropping those hands down first. If you need blocks under those hands, it's a beautiful place for blocks. Adjust your body weight. We want equal pressure through the front and back of the feet here. So nice alignment, hip, knee, and ankle. And then if you want to stay on those hands, you can allow your shoulders and your head to hang heavy. You can also drop to your forearms if that's accessible to you. And we'll take 3 breaths. We've dropped down to those forearms. Let's come back up to those hands. So we have a halfway lift here. Here's our inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to frame that right foot. So we pivot the feet around, pivot the shoulders around, pivot those hips around. And then as you find an exhale, step yourself back to downward facing dog. Take your time getting here. We'll take 3 breaths. Something sticky on my mat. I don't know what it is. And then we'll take it to the other side, my friends. When you are ready, inhale your left leg up towards the ceiling here. Nice square hips. Exhale, stepping it forward. Coming up into our crescent lunge again on the left side. So again, work through your alignment cues here. Set yourself up for success. Anjaneyasana. Belly buttons tight. Shoulder blades down. Plug into those legs. 3 breaths here. One more breath. And then we'll get that torso nice and tall. Reach those fingers towards the ceiling. Here's our inhale. As we exhale, take our upright twist to the left. So the rib cage rotates around the spine. This is not generated from the lower back here. Stay strong in those legs. Option to stay right here, where that left hand can find the right hamstring. Right fingers will reach back. This is not required, my friends. You can do this if you want. 3 breaths. One more breath, inhale. Exhale. And then all of us will come back to center on our inhale, reach those fingers up. As we exhale, pivot that back foot down, opening up warrior 2 on the left side. Virabhadrasana 2, left side. So engage the outer side, out the lateral side of that left leg here to really activate that left thigh. Make sure that that hip is not up too high. Level those hips off. Press through the outer blade of the back foot. Virabhadrasana 2, left side. Let's find that breath. One more breath, everybody. Inhale. And exhale. Pair breath with movement. As we inhale, reach those arms up. You can straighten that left knee. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reach up, maybe gaze up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior 2. And then last time, inhale, reach up, maybe gaze up. As we exhale, we'll point all those toes towards the long side of the mat. Coming into our second wide-legged forward fold. I just want to face you. You can stay where you are. Adjust as you need to. Toes in, heels out. I'll give you a few options here for how to take the hands. So we had hands on hips before, great. If you want to interlace those hands behind the lower back, we did that earlier. You can try that here. So if you do so, press your thumbs into your sacrum here. Shoulders back, chest forward, inhale. Everybody exhale to fold forward. If your hands are in front of you, you can drop the hands or forearms. If your hands are interlaced at your lower back, press the heels of your hands together. And if you want to start to peel your hands away, try to keep the heels of your hands together. Everybody breathe. If your hands are interlaced, you're going to carefully unhook those hands and drop the hands under the face here. Everybody comes up to a halfway lift. Let's find a full inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to make our way around to our left foot, framing that left foot, squaring off hips and shoulders, and then on a big exhale, stepping it back to downward facing dog. Let's take a full breath in and a big breath out. We'll inhale ourselves forward to a high plank. As we exhale, drop those knees down, send your shoulders a bit forward, come down to the chest. Shoulders on the back, baby cobra, or full Bhujangasana cobra pose if you like. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, roll over those toes. You can send yourself to tabletop or right up to downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. And then all of us are going to drop those knees down on an inhale. Untuck your toes, hips to heels. Exhale, child's pose for 5 breaths, everybody. Let's reset. On your next inhale, gently draw yourself back through a tabletop position. You might have to adjust your knees in a little bit to come to hip distance, tuck your toes. And then as you find an exhale, send your hips to the sky for a downward facing dog. Taking a big breath in here and a full breath out. We'll inhale ourselves forward to a high plank, everybody. First round of side planks, here we go. So we're gonna pivot our heels to the right. Opening up to the left side, take your left hand to your left hip. So our first modification, we're gonna drop our right knee down onto the mat. You can untuck that toe if you want, or keep it tucked under, whatever feels more stable for you. And then as we have this bottom knee down here, knee should be under the hip here. Work on opening up your chest to the long side of the mat. Right shoulder stacked on top of the right wrist here, so create that nice stability here. Your left shoulder is now stacked on top of your right shoulder. And you can take your left arm up if you'd like to. So press those hips up, engage your belly, press your left hip up towards the ceiling, left fingers up towards the ceiling. If you want to play a little bit here, you can take your left arm over your left ear. A couple of options there. Beautiful. If you're feeling super strong and fun today, you can lift your left leg too, but that's up to you. 2 more breaths. One more big breath, inhale. And exhale. And then as we come out of this, just keep that right knee down. We'll square off the shoulders first here. Pivot your left foot so that you're on the ball of the left foot. And then you can just step your right foot back to find high plank. Take an inhale. And an exhale. And then we'll take it to the other side. So pivot your heels to the left. Stacking your shoulders on top of that left wrist. Right hand to right hip. And then we're going to drop that left knee down, toes tucked or untucked. You can pick whatever feels more stable. Really work on opening the chest up to the long side of the mat here. Right hand can stay on hip, or you can take those right fingers up. Stack your shoulder on top of wrist. And then you're welcome to stay here. You can float the top leg if you want to. You can also hover that right arm above your ear. 3 breaths. And then on your next inhale, draw your shoulders back to high plank. We'll pivot that torso over. You come up to the ball of your right foot. And then when you're ready, just step your left foot back so you're in a high plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Big breath in here. Full breath out. We'll inhale that right leg up towards the ceiling, nice square hips here. Exhale to step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, finding lizard lunge on the right side. So this is going to be our hip opener today, everybody. We're not going to do pigeon in addition to this. So we'll spend some time in this posture here. So you're welcome to keep your back knee lifted if you want to, or drop your back knee down. It's a great place to be. Make sure that your right foot is flat. Right knee is on top of that right ankle here. And then we want to do everything we can to keep our hips square. So engage your right inner thigh. That's going to help with that. And then you can stay on your hands or drop down to your forearms if you'd like to. You can also have your hands or forearms on a block here if you practice with blocks. Great place to have a block or two. And then if you like this posture here and you want to play a little bit, you can bend your left knee, reach back with the right hand to grab the foot. Your choice. Let's take 5 big breaths. If you have the back foot, let's gently release that back foot here. If you're on your forearms, come back up to your hands here. Let's everybody inhale. Lift that back knee up, exhale, stepping it back to downward facing dog. You might have to adjust your hands, you might have to adjust your feet, whatever you need to do here. Take a breath in. And a breath out. And then we'll inhale that left leg up towards the ceiling here, square hips. Exhale to step that left foot to the outside of the left hand here. Coming into lizard lunge on the left side. So your left knee is on top of your left ankle. Make sure that this left foot is flat. You don't want your heel up in this pose. And then if you want to keep your back knee up, you can, or you can drop your back knee down. Staying on hands here is great. Blocks are great here. Forearms also great here. So your choice, how you take this posture today. Engage your inner left thigh as well, in towards midline. That's going to help level off those hips. And then if you like to play with the quad stretch, you'll bend the right knee, reach back with the left hand to grab the foot. Your choice. All options on the table, everybody. 5 breaths. Here we go. If you have the back foot, gently release it. If you're on your forearms, come on back up to your hands. Plant those hands firmly, everybody. Take a breath in, lift that back knee off the mat, and then we'll exhale to step ourselves back to downward facing dog. Adjust those hands and feet as you need to. Take a breath in and a breath out. Then we'll inhale forward to a high plank. We're going to do one more side plank series here, but I'm going to show you another modification. We're going to pivot our heels to the right. Take your left hand to your left hip. This time we're going to take our top left leg and plant it halfway up the mat here. So you're really going to activate this left leg. Press into this left foot to get those hips up. Press into that right hand. Open up that torso to the long side of the mat. From here, left fingers can stay up. You can hover your left arm above your ear. You can make some circles. You can also play with dropping the hip down and pressing the hip up. One more breath, everybody. Inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to drop both hands down, square off those shoulders. And then we just step that left foot back to find high plank. Look at that. Reset to center. Last time, everybody. Lying down and happy baby is in your very near future. So we're going to pivot those heels to the left, open up to the long side of the mat, right hand to right hip, and then take your right foot halfway up. Press through this right leg here. Press those hips up. Left shoulder over that left wrist, right fingers up. And then you can stay here or you can play. One more inhale. And then we'll come back to center, plant those hands down, everybody square off hips and shoulders, and then step your right leg back, take a breath in. Exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Full inhale here. Big exhale. We'll send those hips up a little higher. You can walk, step, or hop up to the top of the mat here. And then we're going to drop those butts all the way down, extend those legs forward, toes up towards the sky. Root down firmly through those sit bones, everybody. Shoulders stacked over those hips here. Belly button draws and toes up. Inhale, arms up and overhead. And then as we exhale to fold forward, think about a hip hinge here. Rather than just rounding forward, take it from your hips as we fold. 3 breaths. We'll gently draw that torso up here. And then we're going to keep our left leg straight. Draw that right knee into the chest. So plant your right foot just to the inside of your left inner thigh. Keep your left leg engaged. So keep those toes up, pressing the healing calf into the mat here. Torso's tall. Right hand can find the floor just behind your right hip. Inhale, left arm up and over. Exhale, gentle twist to the right side. So your left elbow can hug onto that right knee, or you can take a full rotation here. Keep your left leg engaged. We'll inhale ourselves through center, gentle counter twist over to the left. And then we'll exhale back to center, send both legs out front, shake those legs out, we'll switch sides. So right leg stays where it is. Bend your left knee. Plant your left foot to the inside of your right thigh here. Hug that thigh into your chest here. Keep your right leg nice and engaged. And then we'll take our left hand to the mat just behind us here. Inhale, right arm up and over. Exhale, as we take our twist to the left here, you can hug onto that knee with your elbow if you like that, or you can take a full twist. Keep that right leg engaged. We don't want a floppy right leg here. Keep that right leg engaged. 3 breaths. And then we'll inhale through center, gentle counter twist to the right, big breath in. And then exhale back to center, send both legs forward, shake those legs out here, everybody. And then when you're ready, we'll draw both knees into the chest, hands or forearms around those shins. Take a big inhale. As we exhale, make our way all the way down onto our backs. We have arrived. Yay. You can make those circles with those knees if you'd like to, one way and the other way. And then I'm just going to cue the basic twist here today, my friends. So if you have another twist you prefer to take, you're certainly welcome to do so. Otherwise, we'll plant those feet roughly hip distance apart here. Arms can come out to the side or overhead. Take a big inhale. As we exhale, gently let those knees fall to the right. Trying to keep both shoulder blades on the mat here. Let's keep our gaze up, nice neutral neck here. If you have a different lower body twist variation, you're welcome, of course, to take that. 3 breaths. And then on your next inhale, gently draw your knees back to center. Exhale to take your knees to the left here. Again, if there's a different twist variation you'd prefer, you can take that. Trying to keep especially that right shoulder blade melted onto the mat. Let's keep that head neutral here for a nice neutral spine position. 3 breaths. And then on your next inhale, draw those knees back to center. And then we're going to take our knees in towards our chest, reaching in between those thighs to head for toes, arches, or ankles. And happy baby. Rocking side to side if you'd like to, or you can stay centered. Nice hip opener here. Tailbone is nice and long. 3 breaths. And then we'll draw those inner thighs together. Extend those heels up towards the ceiling and pause here for a moment. Toes towards your face. You can place a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly and just notice how this posture feels. Take a full breath in. And a big breath out. If you like this pose, you're welcome to stay here. You can point and flex your feet if you want to. You're welcome to make your way over to the wall for legs up the wall or any other postures you would like to take before finishing out our practice time together here today. All options on the table, so whatever you need to finish out your practice time, please feel free. And we'll take a few moments here before we meet in full Shavasana. Take your time. If you haven't yet made your way to full Shavasana and you are ready to take that final resting posture, take those legs as long as you can, as wide as you like. Arms can take up as much space as you like. Head, hips, and heels are heavy on the mat. And as you feel ready, take a full breath all the way in. Exhaling into the complete support of the earth beneath you. Enjoying full Shavasana. Let's take a full breath all the way in. And a complete breath all the way out. Before we make any physical movements, I invite you just to take notice of how your body feels here. And I invite you to send a blessing of gratitude to your body and all that it does for you. A blessing of gratitude to yourself for setting the time aside to join us in practice today. If you feel ready, I invite you to gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Gently roll the wrists and ankles. And gently rock your head side to side. As you feel ready, extend those arms all the way overhead, getting as long as you can from your fingertips to your toe tips. And take a big inhale. As you exhale, draw your knees in towards your chest, wrap your hands or your forearms around your shins, giving yourself a big hug. Gently making your way over to your favorite side in a fetal position. We'll take a moment of pause in this posture as we always do, allowing ourselves to call to mind who in our lives we are grateful for. As you feel ready, use both hands to press you up to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like and feels like for you. Thumbs drawing together at heart center once you arrive, eyes open or closed. We'll finish out our time together with one more full round of breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. The light inside of me loves and honors the light inside each of you. Namaste. Namaste and kittens, everyone. Thank you so very much. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you guys next week, Wednesday and Friday. Yay!
Yay.
Thank
Great
you.
class, Courtney. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Great weekend.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Thank you.